Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It's time once again for the NXT TNA Impact Aftershow for this week. Joining me this week on our discussion of these two shows, Bobby. How are
Hi, I watched one of these two shows.
you? And we will talk about one of those two shows with Bobby of J-Town.
And a little bit of the third.
And a little bit of a third. Riz. Are you
Hi.
excited?
No.
Okay. So, Legends House. I didn't watch Legends House this
I
week.
did. I watched two of the shows. Yeah.
So you two, what's your favorite things from Legends House? I hear it's
Again.
involved.
Tony Atlas. Once again, Tony Atlas is my favorite part of Legends House this week with the rubber duckies. I feel bad for him though. Everybody's kind of starting to pick on him, but it's Tony Atlas. He's amazing. Riz, I know what your favorite part was.
Again, I keep ever since the meat incident in the first episode, Pat Patterson is just amazing.
Let me guess, you had a third segment where nobody knew how to cook.
No.
No, they didn't have a cooking. Well, they had a cooking segment.
No, let me
Of course they did.
let me set the stage here for you. The guy, they're doing a commercial for this car wash,
Okay.
and the car wash owner told them what their slogan is. Pat Patterson goes, "Oh no, I got a better slogan than that." And then magic happened. He said, "There's no other place to get a better hand job."
Pat Patterson.
Pat Patterson,
Pat
Only
Patterson.
the only one who suspiciously doesn't get excited for Ashley.
And then Pat Patterson got wet in the car wash.
This is fucking... Let's move on.
It was great.
No, do we have to move on?
Yeah, no, well, there's some good stuff that we can move on to. We kicked off NXT with a Tyson Kidd.
Wait, and on Legends House they bowled the Golden Girls.
No, Desert Queen.
The Desert Queens. Which Pat Patterson asked about that too.
Oh, it was.
Yeah, it was amazing.
He wants to come out so bad.
He's basically out. Like, everyone knows already.
It was
Oh
about
yeah, everybody knows.
It's like Tony Atlas. And another thing, another best part of Legends House tonight was Roddy Piper saying, "Speaking of feet, Tony Atlas is an asshole."
Oh.
It was great, and I'm like, "Oh, Tony Atlas."
Yeah.
That's that again.
It was a good episode of Legends
Well, it
House.
was a good episode.
I mean, it was the third episode where somebody had to console Tony Atlas, but
Yeah.
Poor Tony Atlas. Okay, so let's get into a show we all watched, and that was NXT this week.
oh my
Ladies
god.
and, first of all, Bobby, one word for NXT.
Bobby.
Oh, that's not one word. Inflatables.
That's a good word.
That's a good one.
Riz, what's your one word?
That's the whole sentence out, the whole phrase.
Believe.
God damn it! God damn it! Damn it all around.
It's not the fact that it's catchy or anything, but
We'll get
you know,
into it.
if you see a giant sign that says "Believe" before he comes out, you're gonna see that. You're gonna remember that. And what's your one word?
Raspiness. And that segues to the opening segment where we had Triple H cutting a promo. And that's the problem with these tape shows is that we get Triple H raspy voice that we had 2 weeks ago.
Doing my best Lemmy impression.
Do you need a license, man? Like, do you need a fucking,
He needed Aiden English to come out and sing Hula to him.
Yes. I can't even remember. Did Triple H say anything, or he just sort of announced
Take over.
He announced takeover in the women's tournament. So, but yeah, we kicked off with a match of Tyson Kidd against Bo Dallas.
Yeah.
Oh.
Good God, Bo Dallas.
He has a raw Titantron.
He's officially the Bo Leave motivational speaker Bo Dallas now, including his new Titantron and entrance theme. Which, good God, it is
It
so
looks so
good.
good in HD.
It's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be so amazing.
Oh.
And this was actually a really good match, I thought.
Surprisingly, I'm surprised they gave it to Tyson.
Yeah, a bit. I think they're gonna. I mean, they're teasing like Bo Dallas getting like angry after the match and stuff like that, and so maybe that'll lead to the actual Raw appearance. But yeah, this is one of the better Bo Dallas matches I've seen. Was really impressed by it. So yeah, that was good stuff. We then led to straight into the NXT Women's Championship tournament that we are holding now that they have stripped Paige. Into a really, really good match between Sasha Banks and Bayley. Where, I mentioned before, there were inflatables. Bayley now comes out
waving tube men.
to wacky waving inflatable arm flailing tube men. And it is the coolest thing.
She gave them hugs.
It was amazing. Bayley's endearing herself to me every week, and it's awesome. But this was a really phenomenal match, I thought. Like I really loved it from top to bottom. Sasha Banks is showing that she can fucking go.
Bailey, actually.
Yeah, Bayley as well. I think they busted out some really different and some really, really cool stuff.
That flippy thing she did with the back from the backcracker into like the flip.
Yep, into like a crossface. It was
that was awesome.
That's
the boss.
Definitely, yeah. Some really, really fun stuff there. We then had a backstage segment with Camacho and Adam Rose, where Adam Rose being his cheerful self, and sadly there was no Logan Shulo in the Exotic Express this week.
Use his name correctly.
Devin Devinson. I wanna. Isn't it like Samson or whatever? Like legitimately, but it'll always be Devin Devinson.
It's Devin Devinson. You son of a bitch.
Also, I noticed JoJo is one of the masked ladies.
You guys from NX or from Total Divas, the prop.
Aw, those props will be other things one day, I'm sure of it.
Those props will
magic
grow
spell
up.
happens and the Beast's castle.
Those props are gonna grow up to be real boys, Bobby.
Like that one dude with the beard is like a clock, right?
No, the Spartan is the Spartan guy.
Yeah, I think so.
No, he's Gaston.
Where's Pirate Hitler this week too?
No, who? You mean Dr. Seuss Hitler?
Yeah.
Not Dr. Seuss Hitler.
Waldo Hitler.
Where's Waldo Hitler?
What?
Waldo Hitler was there.
Yeah, what?
Waldo Fez Hitler was there.
Pirate Hitler.
That's what it was. No, it was Shriner Hitler.
I don't know
my
what
jacket.
happened.
He made my jacket.
Waldo Shriner Hitler was there.
He made my jacket.
Let's move on.
So that then led into the Adam Rose Danny Burch match, and then Camacho.
Firestar number 1.
Firestar number 1. Sorry, Danny Burch, I missed you. And Camacho attacked the luchador of the Exotic Express because he bumped into him backstage.
He's totally not
Ricardo Rodriguez. But hey, I love that they're actually like building like a reason for Camacho to attack this guy. You know what I mean? Like it was cool, and it was.
Camacho is getting better every week, I think.
Yeah, I think
he has a character now, and he
NXT superstar.
NXT superstar Camacho.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not like fucking spectacular or anything, but I think he's coming into his own.
It's something.
Yeah, definitely.
A starting point. He's better than Brodus Clay right now.
Yes, Brodus Clay. We'll get into later, because good God. Then we had the second the second first round match of the women's tournament with Natalya facing Layla. This was not as good as the Bayley Sasha Banks match.
And it was 2 Lady Divas from Raw.
Yeah, because the concept of, hey, Paige, you can't really defend your NXT championship now that you're on Raw.
Well, they did have Tamina on for the first. Didn't they have Tamina for the first championship tournament?
They did, but and I believe like half of the tournament is like people that are on the main roster now.
Mm.
So
I'm
that's kind of
surprised.
weird.
I'm surprised. Is Summer Rae hurt?
So Summer Rae's actually, I think she's filming
Oh
the new
yeah.
Marine movie or whatever.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So that's
I was
probably why
gonna
she's
say
on
I'm
TV.
surprised that she's not in the tournament.
She hasn't been on anything. Like they haven't done anything with the whole like Layla thing, which is weird. So I'm hoping they'll do something when she comes back.
Mhm.
That would be nice. But yeah, this match was really not that great. I like ballroom dancing Layla, but like Natalia's not that great, guys. She did a thing where like like Layla sunset flipped, and then Natalia like stepped over.
Natalia can't scream.
She also screamed at Layla a lot. But she stepped 1 foot over for the sharpshooter, so she already had the other foot like in the position for the sharpshooter. And then she took that foot and moved it back so she could yell at Layla and then set up the sharpshooter. Like it made no sense.
Whenever she screams, though, she sounds like a man.
Yeah. And everyone's like, she's the best wrestler and all these other model chicks. And it's like, she's not really that great.
Mm-mm. She's a Neidhart. She's not a heart.
Yeah, keep
She's
that
a
in mind.
Neidhart.
So now she's in the semifinals. Cool for you, Natalia. We then had someone returning to NXT this week after a bit of an absence. Right, Riz? Mojo Rawley came back.
Why?
At least his family wasn't in. Hey. At least his family wasn't in the crowd. At least his family wasn't in the crowd.
Nobody RSVP'd for him to come back.
Yeah, it was a basic Mojo Rawley match. Nothing to call home about. I noted that at least it looked like he put some force into the hyperdrive, but it's still a shitty finish.
You're missing the big point here.
You got that guy fired.
Fired guy number 2.
Yeah, sorry, Oliver Gray.
Tell him Brandon Stroud's tweet.
What was it? Oh yeah, Oliver Gray's like last shining moment in NXT is having a very excited dude put his butt in his face. But yeah,
Stupid move.
Sorry, Oliver Gray. You go back to your home planet. Not to say that England is like a planet. I don't want to.
I have to go back to my planet.
Sorry, Vim.
Sorry. Aiden English came out though, and tried to attack. So they're setting up that
Tried
feud.
to save whatever that was.
Hey, I like that Mojo Rawley's excited about stuff. It's fine. But yeah, he and I noted I found it weird since Mojo Rawley and Aiden English look exactly alike in the face. So this is gonna be a weird feud. I don't know if I like it.
To the
But
face.
yeah.
Loser gets to winner gets to keep the face.
Yeah, pretty much.
That plastic surgery altering his look forever.
Mm-hmm.
That's a punk match, by the way.
Jesus. We then had the main event, which was the no disqualification match between Adrian Neville and Brodus Clay for the NXT Championship.
This should stop.
Brodus Clay's like tanning his face.
When did Brodus Clay become a children's show's helicopter? His hair looks like helicopter blades, and he looks like...
Brodus Clay looks like...
If no one's seen it, he's got like Coolio braids down.
Yeah, I was gonna say, he looks like if Coolio was, like, gained a lot of weight...
Which he lost
but his hair just stayed the same size.
Yeah.
Pretty much. This was I would say a pretty okay match. There was some interesting stuff mixed in there. There was just some, like, Brodus Clay's not that great.
Good.
Or good.
Because
when he bumps, it's like it's like a ball rolling over. Like it's really.
Oh, like that spot where he got kicked in the chest.
Yeah, and he kind of just fell on his ass, and it wasn't that great. But Adrian Neville looked good. I mean.
Yeah, now I was told before when NXT first started about when Sheamus was there.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, who's this putting over? Is this putting over Sheamus or is it putting over Aiden English?
Right.
Because if that match happened, didn't know who was pushing who. But this match really showed the diversity of in the other guy,
Adrian Neville.
Adrian Neville.
Same person.
Yeah, Adrian, Aiden, same thing. But it actually showed he can work in that ring.
Yeah, his
He also
versatility.
He also got a nice shirt this week too.
Yeah, he's got a cool looking shirt.
It was better than Brodus Clay's shirt.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Who did I say, Bebop or Rocksteady?
both a merging of the two.
Yeah.
Oh, and the other cool thing was Jen Carlin said about where was Corey Graves, and I said Hot Topic,
Yeah.
Oh, that's why I grabbed.
which I laughed. I thought it was good.
So yeah, it looks like we're going to be leading into Takeover. So there should be some fun stuff going into that. I thought this was a good. I thought this was a good episode of NXT. You had some really really good matches mixed in through the whole show. So fun stuff. Now let's go to TNA.
Not fun stuff.
Not fun.
I shall remain silent.
I don't even know. I'm going to be honest. I don't even know what started TNA. I think we had like a backstage thing where like I believe like they drew playing cards to like pick spots in like a tournament, like a mini tournament, to determine who'd face Eric Young like tonight.
Spoiler alert, Bobby Roode won and then lost.
Yeah.
They played 52 pickup.
But what's your one word, Eamon?
Oh yeah, one word for TNA. It's a good fucking question. Jesus Christ.
I'll go.
Singlet.
Uninterested.
My one word would be superstars, because I watched WWE Superstars.
Yeah, Bobby
Honestly.
wants TNA.
Honestly, Bobby,
He wants Damian Sandow beat
Smart
Sin
move.
Cara.
Damian Sandow won a match, everybody.
Good for Damian Sandow. Glad for Damian Sandow. I have to look up results. TNA hasn't posted results yet on their website, so I'm going to a alternate means to find these results, so I can get a better feel of what the fuck happened tonight.
nothing happened. That's why.
So you had Mr. Anderson, you had Gunner, and you had Bobby Roode, and they had matches to determine who would basically face Eric Young in the main event. Because Roode got whatever card or whatever, Roode got a bye, so whoever won Anderson Gunner would then face Bobby Roode. And the winner of that would face Eric Young. You did that. Magnus and Abyss got in a fight inside the ring. Okay.
So they had a match?
No, didn't have a match. Kind of just fought.
Okay.
Yep. And then we had Bully Ray spray painting a table to put Dixie Carter through.
They said table a lot.
He said table a lot. He's going to put Dixie Carter through a table because everyone wants to see him put her through a table because in the tables match they had at Sacrifice, she put him through a table that made him lose the tables match. Table.
But nobody's going to put Dixie through a table, not even the guy who likes to use a table when they use a table in a match.
Because he's the king of the tables match.
Because I pushed the king of the tables into a table, and table.
Yeah, that happened. Gunner and Mr. Anderson wrestled, which is the epitome of what I love about professional wrestling. If you've listened to any episode of this show before. It says Gunner won in 3 minutes 50 seconds on this results page. Okay.
3 minutes 50 seconds longer than Gunner should be on television.
And we'll get into it a bit later. I do think the sad part of this whole Mr. Anderson-Samuel Shaw feud ending, and it is sort of a bitter pill for me to swallow because for weeks I was saying just fucking end the feud. So just end the feud. The worst part of it ending is that Anderson's now back in like the main event picture.
It's not good.
So Magnus has a friend apparently. His name is Bram.
Bram?
Mm-hmm.
Riz,
did you happen to see Bram and Magnus talking backstage?
No.
Bram, who is apparently former NXT star Kenneth Cameron.
Skimmer.
Fun fact about Kenneth Cameron: he was a part of the original Ascension. Back before
Good
they
for
had
him.
lasers and were yawing and.
Bram has 2 valets, Sharon and Lois.
In an elephant.
And
Yes, because me and Bobby immediately made Sharon Lois and Bram references because, of course, we do. And he's like a friend of his or something.
Jesus
Okay.
is a friend of
him and
mine.
that elephant go way back. Way back.
Then we had a really amazing segment between EC3, Rockstar Spud, where they started sparring for some reason. And Rockstar Spud wore a wrestling singlet and a bow tie, and it made my heart happy, guys. It was really, really funny. But then Kurt Angle showed up, and then things happened.
Your heart wasn't happy anymore.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, so we found out more about Nux. He's debuting with his girlfriend, I think. I'm assuming from these promos.
Steve is crazy, though.
Crazy Steve's also coming.
He's crazy, though. How's he going to fit in?
And also the Freak is coming. And they're apparently a group called the Menagerie?
The Oddities?
Menagerie, I think.
Basically.
Last Menagerie.
I don't know. I don't know what to think of this. My impulse is to say this is a response to like Adam Rose having like a posse of like.
No, it's not.
But
it's not. It's a mixture. It's a mixture of both Adam Rose and the Wyatts.
I want Adam Rose to have a crazy Steve now.
That's what the bunny's for.
Yes.
Bunny Steve.
Then Bobby Roode beat Gunner.
Best part of the night.
Mm-hmm. Just straight up beat Gunner.
Don't care.
Cool for Gunner. We then had Dixie Carter in the ring cutting a promo, where they said table, McTable, table. She also had a bunch of security guards with her, including one of them's like they were standing around the table, but one of them was like holding the edge of it, like it was going to like fall or something. I don't know. Bully Ray came out, and basically he wanted to get his hands on Dixie Carter and put her through a table, and he told
the security guards let him.
Yeah, they were like, "Hey, you know you want to see me put her through a table. You should just leave." And they did.
That's how things work.
And then he beat up the other security guards, and then he was gonna powerbomb Dixie Carter through a table.
Because Eamon, beating 9 security guards isn't real enough.
No.
5 of them have to leave.
Yeah. But Bully Ray didn't get to put Dixie Carter through a table because you know what thwarted him, Briz? MVP's
Godzilla.
music playing.
Godzilla!
MVP's music playing, and he was like, "Oh no! Now I can't put this woman through a table."
No, he thought it was Godzilla.
Okay, I'll go with that. That makes more sense. God, I don't even know.
Side note, Bobby.
Yes.
Montreal won.
Yes!
Moving on.
Speaking of awesome people in the main event scene, James Storm took on Willow.
Speaking of feet. Tony,
if you want to know how you feel about the Gunner Mr. Anderson match, is the same exact way I feel about Willow and James Storm.
Here's the other problem, I think, like I mentioned with like Mr. Anderson moving on, and now he's in the main event scene. I don't know if I'm interested in Willow now that he's moved on from EC3 and Rockstar Spud. Because those segments were golden. Like him just running in and being crazy Willow and scaring Rockstar Spud. Those were the happiest parts of Impact for the longest time. And now he's just wrestling James Storm.
Mm-hmm.
And he won by
no
DQ.
Reason. Oh, James Storm was gonna stab him.
He was gonna stab Willow, with a beer
Because
bottle.
TNA
And then Willow countered and was going to stab him.
with
and
an
then
umbrella.
And then Mr. Anderson came out, and Mike checked James Storm on the ramp, and James Storm took it on his knees.
Yeah, and then Eamon wanted to stab himself in the eyes.
It was
Everybody
so
knows
bad.
the whereabouts of Jesus.
So yeah, we're going to have a Mr. Anderson James Storm feud. I'm fucking riveted. We had a 6-man tag with the Bromans and DJZ against Sonata and the Wolves. I will say the one thing I actually kind of like about this is that when the Bromans complained to MVP, their big argument is that they didn't feel it was fair that they were in a handicap match, even though they were the ones with the man advantage. I did find that kind of funny. I'll admit that right there. It was really funny. And then we had this match, and you know what? No, I won't say anything bad about this match. It wasn't bad.
It wasn't that bad.
Yeah, I'm not a Wolves fan. Just saying, but it was a decent match. DJZ took a ridiculous dive to the outside too, which was good for him.
DJZ is becoming one of my favorites in TNA.
He looks like he feels like it when he wrestles. It feels like he tries.
And it's not saying that because of the local scene here in Pittsburgh, but he is he already improved better than Jesse, close to Robbie.
Yeah. So good for him.
He is the second favorite person on there.
Okay, then we had this segment.
No.
The beautiful people came out to celebrate
No.
their title win.
No.
In dresses. In black dresses, because that's what you wear to celebrate. And then they were like, you know what? The TNA board of directors were upset that we wanted to wear something more revealing.
Patterson just got mad again.
And the crowd was like, no. And then they were like, you know what? We're going to take our dresses off. And the crowd was like, yay! And then they were almost going to take their dresses off, and they were like, haha, no thank you. We're going to keep our clothes on. And the crowd was like, boo! Why would you do that, you evil, evil heels, for not getting naked in front of us? How dare you? Then Gail Kim came out and was upset because they were making a mockery of the division that she built by teasing taking their clothes off and then not taking their clothes off. So she was going to strip them of everything, and then she attacked them and then tried to take their dresses off, because that's not making a mockery of the division, because you're taking the dresses off, not them.
No. Hey. Remember when we were talking about how TNA had great women's wrestling?
Oh, when? Like 5 fucking years ago?
Yeah. Oh, not even 5 years ago. There's people who still say that they have better wrestling. NXT had better wrestling.
Yeah. I didn't like the Natalia and Layla match, but it's so much better than being like, we're gonna get naked, because we still live in fucking 1999. This segment.
It's horrible.
And then Madison and Brittany stripped them of their dresses, because that's not demeaning to your women's division at all. Not at all.
Mm-mm.
Good for you, TNA. Setting the fucking, I don't even know. You fucking had a Yaku Hamada at one point. God damn it. I fucking hate you guys. I hate you. You had all this great women's wrestling talent, like fucking, 2009, and you had, like, legitimately good women's wrestling on your product on a fucking weekly basis, and then you were just like, nope, tits and ass and fucking, red-blooded male Americans are the only ones that fucking watch wrestling, because we also need jerk-off material.
Bobby, I think we should just leave and let Amy go.
We had a main event too. Let's stop talking.
Let's not talk about that. No, Eli won in the match. Good for him. Yay.
Actually, okay. Objectively, this was actually a pretty good match, I thought. It was a good match. I'm glad EY won clean. I love that they're like, we mentioned this. I love that they're like, Eric Young being so shocked that he beat Bobby Roode, and he's like the upset kid. But Eric Young's like the most credible champion in the past like year.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's winning matches cleanly and definitively. Like as opposed to Magnus, who like never won a match clean for like ever.
Magnus was a heel.
But you could still like, he could win like one match clean. Like I don't see like he couldn't like even like when he faced like Samoa Joe, you could have fucking beaten Samoa Joe. Like Samoa Joe's fucking nothing. Like why you have to have like a giant monster and like all these people to fucking beat this dude that hasn't been relevant for 3 fucking years?
Yeah.
You know, just because you're a heel doesn't mean. And when you beat him, it makes your wrestling credible. You know, like.
Does it?
I think it does. I think it helps to it. And you know, you could do heel stuff.
What? Having a heel. This is one thing I don't agree on. Having a heel win clean against a monster makes it credible.
But that's the thing. I don't consider Samoa Joe a monster.
Oh no, he's not.
Samoa Joe's been They tried their best to make him seem like it, but Samoa Joe has not been relevant for 3 fucking years. If Magnus like beat Samoa Joe at Lockdown cleanly, nobody would care. And it wouldn't do anything like detrimental to Magnus. Honestly, it would help Magnus.
But they also bill him as a machine, which is a type of monster.
I know that, but he really isn't.
Mhm.
But yeah, no, I like how they're doing this Eric Young thing.
I do. That's the only bright spot about what's happening in TNA.
Yeah, good for Eric Young.
Good for him. But Eamon, women's wrestling, go.
No, I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it.
You know, we have another podcast.
We do have another podcast.
Talk about that, Eamon.
Well, I could go on rants about how women's wrestling is demeaning on a mainstream level. And you can listen to that by going to live.sorgatronmedia.com and listen to the Wrestling Mayhem show.
Okay, good.
And the Indie Mayhem shows every Tuesday night.
And it's an ass Mayhem show.
And Boss Battle, which doesn't talk about wrestling.
No.
There's wrestling video games that we have to talk about.
They exist.
Yeah.
Oh, what was the better show, guys?
NXT.
Legends House.
Yeah, well, it's tie.
No, yeah, Legends House and NXT.
I'm going with NXT. I'm sorry. There was some really good stuff.
Oh, well, yeah, it has to be NXT because
Superstars.
Yeah, but Damian Sandow Sin Cara
match. Let's bring them into the war because Damian Sandow won a match.
Good for Damian Sandow.
And then the rest of the show was a straight-up recap of all the other shows.
Yeah, pretty much. The best part is I tried to tune in for Superstars for like a second, and it was all recap.
And Natalya and Tamina. That was about it.
So yeah, NXT. But yeah, that was the NXT TNA Impact Aftershow for this week. We will see you guys next week.
Bye, everybody.
Fuck.